So we had a bunch of wars break out within that last video, and that was crazy because I didn't really realize how well I was going to be able to predict that. I don't know if the wars are going to continue on from here, just because there aren't too many proximity wars. I mean, the one against the Huns and Russia is a good one, as well as Spain versus France. Depending on how many units all of those civs lose, I mean, we could either continue to see wars, or there might be a long peace from here until maybe a few turns. So over the break, I noticed a few things. First of all, Mongolia is looking like they're launching a sneak attack against somebody. As you can see, a very, very big army of warriors and archers marching somewhere. More than likely, it might be for China, or it might be for India. I don't know, but we'll have to watch that, because I'm sure we're going to see an East Asian war break out soon enough too. I apologize in advance, because this is going to happen a lot, and I know there's going to be some people that want me to focus in on more of their civ. Again, you know, I have to kind of focus in on where the wars are happening, and I don't know if the wars are going to stop anytime soon. Of course, I'm going to try to check in with a lot of the civs, but I won't be able to look at every single civ for, you know, there might be some times where, first of all, Indonesia is a good example of this. Polynesia is a good example of this. We'll see. I mean, it just, they're going to be kind of, you know, overlooked a little bit until later in the game, until they're expanding and they get into their own wars. But I'll try to keep in mind to kind of check in with all the regions as much as I can for about, you know, maybe the beginning part of each video. I mean, Assyria seems to be doing good. Persia's doing good. India's got their third city. And as you can see, East Asia is kind of a mess here with 3 Korean cities, 3 Chinese cities, and 3 Siamese cities. 4 from Mongolia. We have Samoa up here doing good. They've got their Polynesia's got their warriors. And I don't know where England is going. They might be going for Australia, or they might be going for just north of Japan. We'll see. And France looks like it's going for the same exact location, so I don't know. So anyways, yeah, I wanted to discuss that briefly. I know that Byzantium has super forward settled the Zulu here, which is pretty funny because they're going to get absolutely destroyed, I'm sure, soon enough. Arabia is down here just south of Ethiopia. Ethiopia seems to be kind of going in this, like, maybe southwest sort of area, and Songhai, like we thought, is continuing to expand. I didn't even realize there's a Spanish settler out here. Well, good for them. Good for Spain. That looks like they might be going right in the middle of Africa. And here is Babylon moving through Egyptian territory. So we have the Zulu publicly denouncing Carthage. That's because Carthage is kind of being weird right now. They're just kind of declaring wars, but not really. Well, I mean, that's probably why the AI is going to, maybe denounce Carthage, because they're joining in on all these sorts of separate wars. Oh, another Byzantium settler. Wow. Carthage and Byzantium have made a declaration of friendship, and so have Portugal and Germany. I'd like to watch and see if Babylon is able to maneuver around Memphis. That's a pretty big deal if they do. At the same time, not really. Okay, so Mongolia was launching that sneak attack against China. Whoa, oh boy, we have a lot of things to look at. Where is this settler going? I guess he's not going down south like we thought. And I'm wondering where this Spanish settler is going to go either. Is she going to settle right in the middle of the Sahara? There really isn't that much room left. A lot of the room is getting taken up already. Okay, so far Spain hasn't pushed forward into Paris too much. It is possible for, maybe what we thought will be right. Maybe Isabella's going to lose a lot of troops here, which would open up for an attack from Portugal, who has a pretty good amount of units here, or maybe even the Netherlands, making them even more powerful and giving them more points in the score category. Again, the score somewhat matters in this campaign, as I talked about. As we discussed, there will be a turn. There will be a time where I will end the game if a cultural victory is not possible, which is honestly somewhat likely. I don't want to say somewhat likely, but it's kind of likely. For someone like Polynesia, if they're generating too much culture and no one is able to attack them and kill them, then yeah, that's going to be difficult. Same thing with people in the New Worlds. I mean, who knows exactly who it's going to be, but there might be someone. Philadelphia has been settled around the Aztecs, and I have no idea where America's going, but maybe for Alaska, finally for Alaska. But yeah, it might be possible, so score does matter. And I'll kind of keep you guys in the loop for that. It's okay. We've got probably another 20 or 30 videos before we have to discuss the resulting end of this series. But I'll keep you guys in the loop, and we'll make sure that we have like votes and stuff like that, and make sure that everyone gets a say on what we should do if a culture victory is not possible, or if no victory is possible. Okay, so anyways, Bismarck has built the Parthenon, and we have the Zulu denouncing Spain. Okay, so we have to make sure we watch out for this war with Mongolia and China. It's weird that they marched over for this Chinese city. They're not going to be able to take this. There's no way. That is going to be extremely difficult to maneuver around. That was not a good idea. They need to go for Beijing. That would be a lot easier for them to just kind of walk in there. France and Byzantium, declaration. Pocatello, getting their own wonder. A lot of New World wonders. Very interesting. Portugal and India. Portugal and Byzantium, and Portugal and Arabia. So there's a lot of friendships going on, even though the wars are beginning to break out. I'll watch two things here. I want to watch Spain. Yeah, that's going to be tough for Spain. That's going to be really tough for Spain. Also, what is Rome going to do? Really excited to see what Rome's going to do. Potentially, they could have an impact on Spain if Spain gets weak enough. But, I mean, I don't think there's going to be... Rome won't have a significant impact until they start building boats. Whoever controls the Mediterranean in terms of sea, that will be interesting to see. So, yeah, I guess Byzantium is kind of moving towards the Arabian Peninsula now. And it looks like the Babylonian settler might get out of the way unless the AI is dumb enough to move him in front of the Egyptian scout, which is possible. Babylon, I mean, who knows? Who knows? So what's going on? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so Moscow will fall, which, I mean, is somewhat unfortunate only because, I mean, I'm not really rooting for... I'm trying to stay as unbiased as possible. Portugal's got another friend with Babylon. But it's just that I every single time I see Moscow fall to the Huns, I kind of wanted to see something a little bit different here. But, I mean, it's okay. Not a big deal. We're going to have a strong Huns, though, which means that the Assyrians are going to have to be scared because the Assyrians are going to be strong themselves. So once again... For probably the sixth time I've seen it happen, Catherine has lost her capital very early to the Huns. And I guess what do you expect? I mean, the Huns, that's what the Huns do. The Huns take cities very early. They take capitals very early. That is how the Civ functions correctly. And I'm wondering if the Huns are going to continue after more Russian cities, maybe going after St. Petersburg or Novgorod, keeping Sparta just north of the Black Sea. Who knows? What's going on with Mongolia? So Mongolia has navigated their troops and their squad to move back towards the east for Beijing. China doesn't have very many range units to protect them. It will be close. Oh, they're trading with Siam. Probably smart. Probably the smarter choice. The Zulu have publicly denounced Russia. Wow, Zulu, you were kind of getting on a lot of people's bad side. So England is going for... Oh, so now Germany wants to join in on a piece of Catherine. I see. See the Zulu who are denouncing everyone. Zulu, this is not the previous campaign, Zulu. Oh my gosh. And they've given up. Byzantium now declaring war on Russia. So, yeah, everyone declaring war on Russia. That's what tends to happen. The Huns kind of, start the fire while everyone else is like, yeah, hey, I got some marshmallows I want to roast up in here. Let me join in on that. Look at Portugal. Portugal can go do it right here. See, Spain just lost a lot of troops, and France is going to stay alive. Good for France, but scary for Spain. Because Portugal can move into the east and go after Madrid relatively easily. I mean, kind of. They've got an archer and 2 warriors and a scout, so they might need a little bit more, but they've got the navy to be able to walk in there and take Barcelona, possibly. Okay, so yeah, the Zulu, I don't know why the Zulu... Oh, did Catherine get it back? She did. Oh, but that's not going to last very long. And Germany has a few units in Munich, but they are cut off by Stockholm, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to affect that war. Byzantium joined in, so more than likely you can assume that maybe Sparta will fall to Byzantium, which would be good to see a powerful Byzantium. We have the settler moving into North Africa as well. Who else joined in? Was it Assyria? Yeah, Assyria joined in as well. But Assyria can't maneuver around the Huns. More than likely, they won't be able to do that. So who has reformed their religion? We've got Askia reforming the religion of Islam. Okay. And we'll look at the beliefs soon enough. It's too bad that Assyria is going to war with someone like Russia. They really need to go to war with somebody more significant. Ooh, Zulu declaring war on Arabia. And Iroquois, that's right. I forgot about the New World. There is one New World war going on. It's between the Shoshone, so Russia's lost their capital again, between the Shoshone with France against the Iroquois. and it looks like just now the Aztecs have joined in. Doesn't mean much. If America joined in, that would be a big deal, but that doesn't mean too much right now. Just the Iroquois have pretty much no military to protect them. That is the thing. Here comes America, still kind of running out there. So England's going out for Asia, and they just went for the longest route possible, I think. But where is France going? I guess they're going for the same area. They're going for Asia. I mean, there's a lot of room out here. I guess it makes sense. I mean, Sweden knows about it with Helsinki. And let's see if Russia... I'm sorry, let's see if the Zulu are able to take Medina. Yeah, more than likely they will. Zulu are gaining power, but they're not going to be able to get up as many cities. As you can see, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, the Iroquois are done. That's what I ultimately really wanted to see was Washington join in against the Iroquois. They would have an impact. Greece and Babylon. Remember, Babylon is still at war with Egypt. This is going to be the most complicated game to kind of keep in and watch all these wars. This is going to be incredibly complicated. That war doesn't really mean much. There is a North American war against the Iroquois right now. All of North America is at war with, I guess, minus the Mayan, technically they're in North America. But everyone else is at war with the Iroquois. But we'll see if they actually can make something happen here. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Okay, so everyone's after Russia, but that might be it. Spain has reformed Catholicism. Looking at the mini-map, it looks like Spain has settled down here. Good spot, not bad. Oh, now that is a big one. Now that is a big one. The Huns versus Russia was probably the biggest up until this point. This will probably be the next biggest. Now, who declared that war? Now, that was Isabella against the Netherlands, which was a weird one because she doesn't have that many units. Also, if somehow Portugal can join in, that would be such a huge deal. Against Spain, obviously. That would be such a huge deal. Very, very huge deal. Where else are people settling in? So yes, we have Morocco settling Fez, like just right there in the middle of the Sahara. Oops, as you can see, graphics are not working very well for the leaders at least. Medina will probably fall to the Zulu, as expected. And what else do we have? Isabella has entered the medieval era. Pretty fast there. We have Babylon publicly denouncing the Zulu, and so does Portugal. I guess they're not appreciating the South African influence. Ooh, Persia moving into Indian territory. Lots of weird expansion now. A lot of very strange expansion. We have England. Yep, they're going for Asia. Just the oddest choice to move like that. And there might not be enough troops that Mongolia has that could take over China just yet. They probably should have waited for their Kashyyyks. That might have been a little bit better for them. Their Great Khans would have been nice too. They might actually, I think they have one. I think they have one great general, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. And yeah, so the Huns have moved on to St. Petersburg. They might grab another city, which will have the Huns, and they have another Hunnic settler. Probably going to settle out here somewhere towards Helsinki. So Assyria needs to get the ball moving. They need to either go to war with Persia or they need to go to war with Babylon, or they're going to waste their siege towers, which are ultimately, really, really powerful units. Sparta stayed alive. Okay, so the Netherlands have moved into Spanish territory. Couple more declaration of friendships. A couple people are denouncing the Zulu. And there they go. It will be tough because there is this mountain range protecting Barcelona. So you know what? Maybe nothing will happen. Now I'm starting to think that what will Germany do if the Netherlands lose a lot of units? What will England do? St. Petersburg has been captured by the Huns. So there goes the Huns. Mongolia has given up. That's big. That's really big. That means that China's going to stay around for a little bit longer. And that right there might be enough for, one to assume that right there Mongolia is not going to be as powerful. That was a big war that they lost a lot of units from. And obviously they can go to war later and take over China, but they're not off to as fast of a start as they were before. They've got 4 cities, and yeah, that's good, but they're not expanding through conquest, and that's a big deal. It's a big deal for an AI. This is going to be tough. I think that Eastern Asia is going to be up for grabs between any of these cities. I don't know if Japan's going to continue to colonize. I hope they do colonize these South South Asian islands, maybe Australia, New Zealand. Of course, I always love the civs that settle in New Zealand. That's always pretty cool. Surprised that they weren't going to war with India. That would have been a way easier city for the Mongols to take. So Ethiopia, I thought they already enhanced it. They must be enhancing it and reforming it and all this other stuff. Morocco has denounced the Zulu, and Ottomans and France made a declaration of friendship. So yeah, unless Germany, yeah, more than likely no one's going to take over Sparta. It doesn't look like Byzantium's actually moving in towards Sparta, but they are moving in towards Novgorod. Completely cutting off. Ooh. So now Mongolia is setting their sights on Siam. Nothing will come out of that, though. Even though Siam has no military, they won't be able to move the right way. Theodora has built the Petra. So that's good, but at the same time, what is she going to do with that? I know that she has one... Oh, well, I mean, she does have a city down south that... oh, no, not even. You have no... Technically, not yet. You have no desert tiles, but you will. You will. And Byzantium going to settle in Africa once again as well. Wow, very just strange borders. I'm loving the strange borders. Arabia's gotten up their own settler. Very strange borders. And again, I don't think anything's going to come out of this war. The Ottomans and Spain, declaration of friendship with the Netherlands, just because Barcelona's luckily right behind this hill and the mountains. And that's protecting Barcelona by a lot. Okay, so yeah, the Zulu were able to, they managed to take Medina from Arabia. That's what we thought. The Zulu are powerful, but they're still gonna have to get, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to take down someone like Ethiopia with their unique ability as well as their religion, helping them defend and helping them stay a very tall empire. Currently, Isabella is #1 in score now, passing up William, and then we have Songhai right behind her. I'm sorry, right behind him. Ethiopia in the 4th spot and Germany in the 5th spot. Okay, so yes, a lot of friendships. I'm just going to summarize it with a lot of friendships. What's going on with the Iroquois? Nothing much. Now, a lot of these civs are, this is the thing. This is not Deity. So a lot of these civs don't have the massive army that we're used to be able to go after a lot of these cities. Especially in the very beginning, it's hard to take cities. Everyone knows that around the ancient era or the classical era, it's still hard to take cities. And I'm assuming that that's what we're going to see from a lot of the AIs as well, at least outside of Europe for the most part. I mean, even inside of, even Europe itself, because they're not getting the, behind-the-scenes bonuses like we talked about. They're just getting those starting bonuses. Atlanta has settled in Alaska. Has Elizabeth settled yet? No, not yet. And France still hasn't settled yet. You guys are wasting your time, guys. You guys are totally wasting your time. So we have Germany and Byzantium now friends. Germany and Assyria now friends. The Netherlands are doing some damage here by pillaging a lot of the Spanish tiles up north. That's still going to cause, for a significant impact. Morocco and Germany are friends. But what does Spain do? I'm sorry, but what does Portugal do? What is Portugal thinking? Look at this, look at this. Okay, so Spain looks like they're down to about 2 land troops in Iberia. An archer protecting Madrid and a catapult protecting Barcelona. I think the scout might be gone. And then there's a boat. Come on, Maria. You can do this. If anyone's going to be able to do it, you're going to be able to do this. But you got to get more units up, that's for sure. And Porto probably won't be able to provide you with too much of help just because, that city's not in a very good location as it is. The Netherlands have their great rider up. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of, great works already going within Europe right now. So if there is just a major power to take over these cities, they're going to grab a lot of great works for themselves. And we'll check the great works. I probably will think maybe in the next video we'll see how much tourism is kind of generating already. Because there is a little bit. Tourism is for sure being generated. Poland's been relatively pretty quiet, which is strange. Poland's been quiet. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the Zulu declare war on someone like Byzantium, especially with Byzantium settling another city just up north. And Byzantium has no one down here to really protect themselves. For the most part, what I've seen is for the civs that have started off with extra technologies, there's still not very many land, but they're going out here and they're colonizing weird spots, and I'm not sure exactly, I don't know how safe that is. That might not be the safest of choices, but we'll see. All right, guys, looks like I'm going to have to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.